Good morning, my friends, and welcome back
to Arizona.
I know, right? Not the typical view we think of when we think of Arizona. Maybe some sand, a cow skull on some rocks. But I have turned away from Route 66, on which I was just traveling. Turned south at Ash Fork, hooked a left, and now I'm going over the mountains.
Down to the old western mining town of Jerome.
As if the long, crazy, twisty road to get down here wasn't enough, Jerome is one of the most vertical towns in the Old West. It boggles my mind how it doesn't just slide down the mountain. I mean, seriously, just look where I had to park. This place is nuts. I won't lie to you, it's a pain to get here and an even bigger pain to park, but it's all worth it. I mean, just look at this place. Jerome was famous in its heyday for being a massive copper mining town. And as you can tell, it was at one time absolutely packed, not with tourists, but with miners and businessmen. I mean, people everywhere, stacked on top of each other like firewood. Until after the 2 world wars, the ore ran out, leaving Jerome as a ghost town with less than 100 people living here. Which of course led to its second life as a ghost town for tourists. And I'm back again to check it out. There's tons of boutique shops here, everything from underwear to jewelry, fudge, rocks, hippie stuff. But what I'm always interested in are the parts of the town where you can scratch the surface and get to the rusty old gold. Oh, I remember this place. This is the place where people try to chuck coins in the pooper. No, that's not some kind of euphemism. Look at those things down there. That's the kind of game where even if you win, you lose. Bullseye. Oh, wait. 1 less quarter for Pac-Man. Ooh, look at the size of that wheel. Now, between you and me, if I had known there were going to be this many people out here in the ghost town, I might have planned to come a different day. It is bananas out here. Luckily, I got all my shots over and done with, so at least that part's not a big concern. Oh, look at this. He remembers when this place was dead. It's just that coming from a mostly empty Route 66, this is like culture shock or something. Boutique shops are cool. But look at this. This is the kind of stuff I'm fascinated by, because you know there were buildings here and then buildings right up practically on top of them. And I love to see how they filled in the old cellars and places where the old pipes came through. All the connections between the old buildings. Hey, and bonus, rusty wiener dogs on top of a poop bag dispenser doesn't hurt either. Man, this town is crazy, but I guess you gotta go where the gold is, or copper in this case. And by the early 1900s, they had to know how mining towns go, you know? They boom for a while and then they bust. So it always fascinates me that in each new mining town, they really did their best to gussy it up and build fancy buildings and churches and make it look like the town was gonna be here forever. Well, I guess in all fairness, Jerome has survived. Think of all the other thousands of ruined ghost towns out there where there's nothing left but foundations. They all thought they were gonna be the next San Francisco or St. Louis, and oh my gosh, look at that. Now that is what I call an anxiety patio. Oh, no way, dude. One thing I do like about Jerome is there's lots of little art pieces stashed around everywhere. For a ghost town, I mean, it's pretty artsy fartsy, probably because it's so close to Sedona. But what I really like about it are the layers. Look over here, built in 1894. Look at the size of that Catholic church. And look at the wacky layers. I mean, look how the stairs come down, because you know there were some other old buildings over here back in the day. So you've got these layers of retaining walls and old pipes and old foundations, building additions. It's insane. It's like something out of a movie. I mean, it's crazy enough looking as it is, but you have to picture that there were buildings up here on every level, taking up every little square inch. I mean, this whole place was packed. Oh, look at this. You got the ghost tour van backing up to the Catholic church. Somebody must need an exorcism. Actually, since we're up here anyway, might as well go swing around and have a look at the front. Oh, yeah. That is cool looking. I love the layers of old paint, and look at that hand-painted open and closed sign. Oh, that is neat. These are pretty funny right here though. Look at this first sign. That is so God doesn't know who to smite. And this one, this is ridiculous. You know, you have way too many ghost hunters in town when the church needs to put up that sign. I've only been here one other time, and I don't think I made it up this far last time. There's some cool architecture up here, but the town is just so vertical. And the top of it here is well over 5,000 feet of elevation, so it makes it a little tough to breathe. Look at that. That's where the Jerome Goonies live. How's that for a warning sign? Oh yeah, man. Some cool houses up here, but I just keep thinking people were living in houses up here when you had to walk. Not everybody had a donkey or a horse. People must have had buff legs back then. That's cool. It's a house now, but you could tell it used to be something else. Okay. Almost there. All right. I made it to the top, and look at all of this. I mean, man is the only animal that does this. I mean, they completely tow up whole mountains. Look at that. Higher past where we can't go. And even down the side of this whole crazy, wacky cliff, there are pieces of old buildings everywhere. Crazy up here. Apartment buildings, burger joints, haunted burgers no less. Makes you wonder what they're made of. It is definitely one mind-blowing, crazy looking place. It's very 19-teens and 20s looking, actually, which isn't typically what I look for in an old western ghost town. But it's cool. Definitely out of the ordinary, that's for sure. Now, the next time I come here, I am planning on staying up there at the Jerome Grand Hotel. Unfortunately, this time, it was full, which is okay because it's very fancy, very posh and all that, so I think Allie would really like to stay there. There's one thing I missed in Jerome the last time I was here that I've regretted ever since, and people keep telling me you've got to go check out the work of a local artist here, so that is what I plan on trying to do today. Unfortunately, it's way over there in another part of town, but I guess the good news is it's all downhill, right? All right, I've made it down to the campus of the old high school. And to be honest with you, I'm surprised there aren't any ghost tours down here, because these are probably the creepiest buildings I've seen yet. Luckily, either way, I'm not here for ghosts. The high school buildings are now being used by local artists, including one by the name of Dave Meek, who supposedly has built a crazy Disney-inspired model railroad here that I've been wanting to see for years. I have no idea whether he's here or whether they're open today. It's usually by appointment only. Ugh. But since I'm around and I forgot about it last time, I'm gonna try my luck. Whoa. This is the place, all right. And by that I mean the scariest place ever. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like anyone's home. Nope, I was wrong. That wasn't the scariest place ever. This is. The basement is way scarier. All right, I'm gonna get out of here before I get detention or something. Yeah, see, I didn't realize till I got here today that it was appointment only. I'll try and shoot an email out tonight, though, because I'm going to be in the area tomorrow, too, so fingers crossed. If not, I mean, it's only a couple hours away from home, so I can always cruise back. All right, everything we've seen up here is great. It's not like I have a problem with it. It's just that, one, it's kind of crowded today, and two, I'm looking for something a little rustier, a little dirtier, and I still have one hope. Check this out. This little truck intrigued me the last time I was here, but I ran out of time last time before I could check it out. And I mean, the sign says demonstrations, and how can you go wrong with that? So this time, I'm following the arrow. Oh yeah, now that's what I'm talking about. I think we're in the right place now. I've got a good feeling about this one. Wow, holy scrap, Batman. This is already 10 times more like it, man. Dude, I paid my entry fee here, and just in the first like 10 feet of being inside, I am totally blown away. This is where scrap metal comes to die and go to heaven. I've never seen anything like it. Jerome was once booming so hard it had its own suburbs, and supposedly this was one of them. Haynes, Arizona. Apparently a guy by the name of Don Robertson bought the site of the old town and then hauled all the good stuff from the whole surrounding area out here. At least at first glance, I feel like it's impossible to tell what was here, like what was original, and what Don Robertson brought out here. But one thing's for sure, these buildings are older than everybody's mother-in-law. And dude, look at that dental torture chamber. Remind me to send a thank you card to my dentist for not using any of that on me. Look at that, it says painless dentist. But that doesn't look so painless to me. Holy cow, would you look at the size of that engine. I barely understand what I'm looking at, and I'm impressed. I believe Haynes is named after the company that built it, the Haynes Copper Company. And apparently it took a lot of heavy equipment to mine copper. They got their own giant lumber mill. Around the corner, I think I spied a blacksmith shop. Dude, look at this old Packard right here. That was a heavy-duty truck in its time. I literally don't even know which way to turn or which way to look. There's that much stuff out here. There's so much to see. A functional blacksmith shop, stereotypical panning for gold attraction, chickens running around, even a dusty duck. Now, like a lot of other places, this area started out as a place people hoped to find gold. And according to this sign, that is one of the actual mine shafts right there. I am glad there's a fence. I don't think anyone wants to take a trip down that mine. Luckily, they've got us covered with some kind of replica shaft. Oh, dude. Even the fake mine's got a low ceiling. Watch your head. Does it have to be so dark in here? Whoa. What's that? Little side shaft, okay. I was hoping this would lead to something, but it just leads to this oubliette. Toggle! Where are you? Ooh, after all that mining, I really need to use the restroom here. Oh, I'm sorry,
This ain't no peep show.
The sheer number of buildings is doing my head in. I mean, just look at this old schoolhouse. It's not just that they have the old building. I mean, look at all the stuff inside, including actual kids' schoolwork. That's a little bit creepy. You know, back in the day, kids, they used to punish you much more harshly when you misbehaved in school. I mean, the detentions were insane. Look how long this guy's been waiting to pick up his kid. Every once in a while, something's got an explanatory sign, and I love them. They're all hand-painted and made out of weird scraps of stuff. Never understood why old rusty metal signs, you know, old Pepsi signs and stuff, are worth so much money, and yet the hand-painted stuff doesn't really command that high of a premium. But if you think about it, they made thousands of old Texaco and Coke signs and stuff, but each hand-painted sign is one of a kind. Dude, look at this. Look at all the kids. These kids are so cute. Hey, these little goats keep playing King of the Hill. Ooh, I felt that one. Oh, Allie's gonna be upset that she missed the petting zoo, dude. There's so many little babies. The weird thing is, the chickens can go in and out of their cage. Actually, I guess that's not so weird. Chickens need a lot of freedom. Wow, look at this old shell truck. That is so impressive. That is not something you see every day. Yet not only did this guy collect actual huge old trucks, look at this. There's a ton of rusty old toy trucks around as well. Now, sadly, from what I've heard, Don Robertson has now passed away. And that is really sad news because he seems like he would have been awesome. Oh, look at this. This guy's still got his snow chains on. I guess you really don't want to get stuck in a truck like this. Imagine having to call a tow truck to get your tow truck unstuck. That would be embarrassing. Dude, they got a bunch of fire trucks out here. This one is from Idlewild, California. Feels like I just saw a neighbor. Dude, I'm loving this. Everything is so rusty and crusty. One of the guys working down there close to the blacksmith shop was like, yeah, dude, there's no place like this. That is the understatement of the century. I feel like if you came here on a weekend, because they have so many little demonstration shops, there would probably be a lot more guys to explain what everything is, especially the historic stuff like the old buildings. But I've always preferred kind of walking around by myself anywhere if that's possible. So I'm having the time of my life right now. Dude, look at all these old Ford trucks. I would love to get my hands on an old truck like this. This one is particularly epic because look, it's an old mobile tanker. That's awesome. Mobile gas. Dudes who are into buying and selling and fixing up old cars must go nuts when they come across this place. Because, like, you know, none of this stuff is for sale. And there's definitely got to be a guy out there who's like, I need a Studebaker grill. See, in a lot of tourist places, you'll see rattlesnake signs, and they are a joke. Here, though, they're not messing around. You've got to be really careful where you step. And by the way, that's what I'm talking about old hand-painted signs. I mean, you can't just get that anywhere. I'm into it, man. I am into it. Oh, dude. Remember the other day when I was talking about cab over engine trucks? This one is definitely one. I know guys who are into customizing trucks are like obsessed with old cab over engine trucks. Personally, though, I'm more taken by the look of this one. Dude, I love that color. The patina on this is amazing. Speaking of old Fords, check out this Model T. This here is a hand-cranked dump truck. Look at that. There's the crank right there. You don't think about people needing dump trucks back in the day, but they did. Oh, it looks like they turned a Model A into a tractor over here. Well, for all that I've learned about old cars and trucks, there's still a lot I don't know. I mean, I've never heard of most of these. That's some crazy industrial stuff. Dude, this place is crazy. Everywhere you look, there's some old rusty parts and pieces to stuff, and look at that. Just when you thought you saw all the old buildings, they hit you with the last remaining original house from Haynes. According to the sign, a lady named Petra lived in this house until 1959. At 105 years old, she finally moved out and then lived 3 more years somewhere else. And apparently they're very serious about protecting this house. Well, that or part of World War I was fought over here. Look at all that barbed wire, dude. That's sick. That'll keep them away from them rattlers. The crazy thing is, the whole time that I've been here, there have been big mining trucks going back and forth on the road up here. So apparently this is still a very active mining area all the way down until today. What you driving these days? Oh, you know, an old Ford steam shovel. Okay, it's probably not steam powered. Sounded good in my head. The elevation's getting to me. Dude, I'm not kidding you. This is the coolest place, or at least a contender for the coolest place that I have ever been. This is why there's no rust and crust over there in Jerome. It's all down here. Oh my gosh, would you look at that gas station? This is like something out of a movie. This is so freaking cool. I'm going to lose my mind. Bros, and check out the Commander. And check out the sedan. The Commander. Dude, I love this. I love everything about it. The lines, the shape, the colors. The white-to-wall tires. That might be the coolest car I've seen today. Dude, look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? You would have thought it's complete. I messed that up. Look at all these epic old signs. All I can think of is that the American pickers would have a field day out here. Wow, look at all the oil pumps and oil cans. There's belts hanging everywhere. Whoa! A gust of wind just kicked in the back door over here. I didn't even realize at first that you could go in here. Look at this, no smoking, guys, but also live modern. Whoa, it got rather gusty outside. I can see clouds of dust everywhere. The wind's coming right through the building. You gotta love Arizona, number one. Number two, dude, look at the way that says gas on there, hand painted. Oh my gosh, the old advertising push bars. I've always wanted one of those and never found one for sale anywhere. That's awesome. Boy, the ceilings are low in here. Dude, look at this old Pepsi cooler. Forget that, look at this old Pep Boys can. I didn't even know Pep Boys was that old. Whoa, old Richfield samples. Richfield, the official gasoline of Disneyland. Ooh, look at this can of Velveteen. They could use that in here. Whoa, look at these old cabinets. Full of crazy old stuff. I'm way too scared to step out on the balcony, but even the balcony has rad stuff on it. I couldn't even tell you what half of this stuff is, but I like looking at it. Wow, dude, look at that old cash register. And look at this, Dr. Barker's horse liniment. Good for mules and jackasses. Oh, it's good for me then. What I love about that gas pump being hand painted, by the way, is that clearly it's an old Chevron pump, and when the paint wore out, somebody just put gas on it. I mean, this is just incredible. If just this gas station building and just the gas station building stuff was somewhere on the side of the road, I would pull over and be freaking out. This is a place that it's impossible to see everything. I know I'm skipping over so much. I am 150% coming back here. Oh, look at this old Dodge. Were those called WC trucks? I'm not sure. Car guys will know. I mean, that is a thing of beauty. What do we got now? The PT Cruiser? Yuck. I mean, man, the streamlined designs of some of these are incredible. In terms of design, they don't make them like they used to, but they should. I've already lost a couple of hours here. There's so much to look at. It's hard to keep track of time. So I guess we'll just look at some of the other buildings a little more briefly. Look at these. Looks like we got an old homestead here. I'm seeing a lot of laundry equipment in front of this one. So I'm guessing, oh, yep, we're in the town laundry.
Don't forget to use your washing powder and make your undies extra starchy.
Oh boy, man. Somebody really mangled this floor. That's a laundry joke. Oh, what's this? We got an old shoe repair building. That's useful, especially if you have holes in your soles. Although I hear church can be good for that too. All right, we're now headed away from the ghost town and towards what they call the truck museum. I know, right? As if the rest of the place wasn't already a truck museum. This is so freaking sick. Look at this epic Ford truck hauling part of a Model T, it looks like, on the back. Hey, wait a minute. You're not a truck. Poser. Wow. Each one is more epic than the last. I mean, look at this one. What the heck even is that? I know it's an old Ford. I've never seen a truck like that in my whole life. I was just about to say that if you offered me a modern pickup truck, you know, I wouldn't really want it, but that's not true. If you offered me a free truck, I'd take it. I don't care what it was. So what I was really meaning to express was I've never really been interested in at all modern pickup trucks. Just not the kind of thing I'd want for my daily driver if I had to choose. But if I had one of these trucks, a truck that looked like that with a pointy nose and the cool round fenders and all that, I'd be driving around everywhere in that thing. Dude, there are so many, I'm starting to realize. There's so many trucks everywhere. I was trying to show you. Whoa. Oh, you know what that is? That's the pit. I fell in the pit. Don't let Chris Pratt anywhere near that thing. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I was trying to get a shot of every truck here, you know, trying to see them all. But as the French say, to me specifically, every time I'm there, this is impossible. Not only are there billions of them over here on this trail we've been walking, but they even have a crazy boneyard back here with other trucks and buses and mining equipment and snow shovels and God knows what. Or maybe I should have said, Buddha knows what. Yep, there's too many. And if I show them all, no one will give a truck. Look at that one though, dude. The hand painting on the door. They have trucks in every imaginable state of decay. Okay, I will show you this. This looks like something the Muppets would live in. That looks like part truck, part bus, part trailer, part Noah's Ark. That is trippy. Now this looks custom made, and it is, but I know who built it.
It was Peter. Peter built it.
Nope, that doesn't, nope, never mind. Ooh, they don't have the Speedwagon, but they got the front of a gold Comet. I just love this, man. I'm not even super that into cars. I mean, I love looking at them. I'd probably be way more into old cars if I had one. But it's the paint, man, the colors, the history. I love things like this, things with a little age to them, man. Maybe that's why I like myself more lately. I'm getting older every day. Like, look at this, dude. Look at this old Dodge Ram. I think it's a Ram. It's got the Ram hood ornament. The green over that rusty sheen, or the yellow one over here, the orange one. I mean, this is good stuff. All right, we're at the end of the trail here, right by some cab over engine trucks, I think. I'm just gonna keep saying that about every snub-nosed truck until I'm right.
And I believe this is the end of the trail.
And in classic attraction fashion, I believe we go up and exit through the gift shop. Dude, there was so much more stuff along the road to get up here into the Gold King mine and ghost town. And so many other buildings, in fact, trucks, buses. They are never going to run out of things to add to this place, to add to the public interest. But for me at the moment right now, man, there's so much stuff here. I've got the swap meet brain. Someone recently told me there's actually a technical name for it. It's called museum fatigue. Look it up. There are so many things here, and I spent so much time looking at all of them. And I think I've seen all I can for one day. I know I'm very positive and I can get excited about a lot of different things, but you'll never hear me say this. It's so rare. I give this place a 10 out of 10. I feel like this is the place I've been looking for years. I mean, I saw this sign on the way in, but I didn't think they meant it literally. I mean that, just like Random Land, is the real deal. All right, guys, all good things must come to an end, and this was a good episode. And it must come to an end too. I was bummed out earlier not to see the Thunder Mesa Railroad thing, you know? And there's this historic train up here, the Verde Canyon Railroad. I was gonna go ride it, but it was sold out. But the friendly ghost town, dude, that made up for all of it. All right, well, I have no idea where I'm going to next other than someplace to sleep so I can rest my brain from all that rusty gold. But what I do know is we'll be back for more adventures, so stay tuned, because the adventure is on, like Donkey Kong or King Kong or whatever that expression is supposed to be. For now, though, we've done our duty. We can go home and sleep well. There's actually a grave here.
Here he lies all cold and hard, the last darn salesman who entered this yard.
Also all of his cows, apparently. Oh, I could use a Pepsi. Oh, it's closed. Oh, maybe some tea. Oh, no. Ooh. I've been creating, by the way, speaking of, some hand-painted signs of my own. I have not figured out a way to sell them yet. People have been asking me, can I buy one? I think I may get a booth somewhere in an antique store, or maybe add them to the online store. I don't know. But in the meantime, we do have some fresh, sick teas and other merch at store.randomland.com. You knew I was going to say, come on, man.
It's my duty.
Hey. Get it? I was just about to say that if you... Wow. I guess I did say it.
Whoa, old Richfield samples. Richfield, the official oil of Disneyland. Or no, wait, official gasoline of Disneyland, sorry.
Just when you saw... No, that's not what I meant to say.